Hello and welcome back. If you're new, hello, welcome. Feel free to subscribe. The button is down there, as is the bell. You want to get those notifications. So today I am back with things that I am currently loving. I haven't done one of these in a while and it was desperately overdue, frankly. I've been playing with all the new makeup and discovering new things, and there's lots going on, frankly. So we are going to start with skincare. I have gone back to my holy grail skincare. This is the Better Skin formula. Now I've got some of the oils here. I have 4 oils in total and a serum I use at night as well, an oil. And this is just the best skincare ever. My skin is so much happier already. I went through a phase of trying to use up all of the last of my skincare that I mentioned in my 6-month review. Yeah, that's not a good idea, as it turns out. So I've gone back to using this and my skin is just loving it, frankly. It's very much settled back down again and just looking a bit glowy and healthy. I will leave the videos where I've raved about them up here. I've done a review on it and I also did a video of my morning routine, so how I actually use the products themselves. So links up there, you can check them out and it's definitely worth checking out. Seriously, definitely worth checking out. So that's it for skincare. Loving it. Now on to the makeup. I got a load of new makeup when I was in the US. I have talked about that repeatedly, so apologies for the repeat edition, but there are some absolute favourites out of it. First is the IT Cosmetics CC cream. Now everybody and their neighbour has raved about this and I finally gave in and got it. I'm so glad I did. This really demonstrated how good it was when I was in Iceland and I was using it every day because I just wanted something to settle my face, and like I said, I was using all kinds of skincare. That was a bad idea. So I wanted something to just settle things down a wee bit, and this worked an absolute treat. And considering I was out in minus degrees, so we're talking at some points it was minus 11, it was painfully cold, and I was expecting my makeup to dry up or look a wee bit funny or, you know, go a bit odd, frankly. This was entirely fine. It stayed put all day and looked really good, and it gave me that bit of protection as well because the sun was out and it was obviously bouncing off the snow and everything else, so I was worried my face was going to get damaged. No, not an issue with this because this has got SPF 50 in there, so nice wee bit of protection in there as well. But this was really good. I really enjoyed it. You can see how it applies and everything with I did a get ready with me video. Link up above. I hope it's up there. Maybe it's up there. I can't remember, people. It's up here. But yeah, I'll leave that linked and you can go and check out how it applies. I tend to use my fingers when I apply this. It gives a nice sort of medium-ish coverage, but if you do have blemishes, you're definitely going to need a concealer, and you will need under-eye concealer and things like that. But it does a really nice job of just settling things down a wee bit and giving a nice glow to the skin. I'm wearing it today. Yeah. Definitely really enjoying this. I will definitely work my way through it. I have the shade Fair and that works well for my skin. I think that's the lightest one there is. For face, I have been, well, for cheeks I suppose, loving this blush. This is the Tarte Amazonian Clay Blush in Exposed. This was a classic for a reason. Oh my good gravy. I am so pleased I finally bought this. So good. Again, I'm wearing it today. It's just a nice, I want to say neutral kind of blush, but it's just a nice everyday one. You know, it goes with lots of different lip colours and it goes with lots of eye colours, and it's just, it suits my skin so very well. So if you're fair, this works really nicely as an everyday blush. I really enjoy this. It wears really well, lasts for a long time, looks good. What more does a girl need, frankly? For eyes, I have been really getting into wearing eyeliner again. I'm not actually wearing it today. Isn't that annoying? I just realised. But I've been really getting into wearing eyeliner, and in particular the Jordana Cat Eye Liner. This has been really easy to work with. It's got a wee brush tip applicator, and it's quite actually opaque on first application. It does need a wee bit of extra, you know, to touch it up, but considering this is only a couple of dollars, such a good bargain. And it works really nicely. It stays put all day. It doesn't imprint on my eyelids unless I end up with watery eyelids and then everything imprints. But it doesn't imprint, you know, where you blink and you end up with it in the topmost part of your eyelid. The topper eyelid. There we go, people. There's a whole new word. But yeah, the topmost part of your eyelid when you blink and whatever. It doesn't do any of that. Doesn't run down your face. It's really nice, really good. If you can get your hands in it, it's a bargain. I would recommend picking it up. It's a really good budget buy and I like it a lot. I really like it. I have some lip favorites. Now I'm going to start with the Milani lipstick. This is fabulous. This is a matte lipstick in Blissful, and it is just a perfect mauve toned pinky kind of nude. It's really nice. I've been wearing this with lots of different looks. I actually wore this in the Get Ready With Me, I believe. So again, you can check that out, what it's like on the lips itself. But this is really nice. It's not too drying on the lips. It just wears really nicely. It doesn't cake up or ball up or anything like that. It's really, really nice. I'm impressed. Definitely recommend checking it out. And the other two lip products, these are from Wet n Wild. And this is just the perfect nude that I can wear when I do something really glamorous on the eyelids. I've been searching for a nude like this for a very long time and had no success because I was never happy with something that was really browny, if that makes sense. So this has got a nice sort of mauvey pinkiness to it while still being that nudie shade, and it's really nice. So this is the Megalast Liquid Catsuit in Rebel Rose, and the one I'm wearing today, these are both matte by the way. This is the shade Berry Recognize. Isn't it fabulous? I didn't realise I'm actually kind of matching lip and top. Yeah, true story, did that completely by accident. But these are really, really nice. They're really easy to apply. I like the shape of the doe foot applicator. They make life so much easier, and I can overline my lips ever so slightly, so my lips are a bit uneven, and I try and even them out just a wee touch using these because they're so opaque. Apply really easily, so I'm not panicked that I'm going to end up all over my face. They stay put. They really stay put all day. They don't transfer onto, you know, your cup of tea or anything. They are magic. They are definitely worth investigating, and they are a bargain. So if you can get your hands on them, get quite a few. I'm actually, next time I'm home, I'm going to pop down so I can get some Wet n Wild down south and buy a few more shades of these because these are really nice. Now on to a few lifestyle favorites. First up is a book I'm in love with. This is the first, and I'm on to the next one already. So this is a graphic novel, as you might have guessed. It's 7 to Eternity. And the first one is The God of Whispers. I really like the artwork. It's really rather nice. And the story itself is very interesting. It's basically, oh, how to describe it? Let me see if there's a good description without giving it away. The God of Whispers has spread an omnipresent paranoia in every land of Zai. Okay, so basically there is this god, bad guy, who is able to see through everybody's eyes because of a deal he has made with them. Basically, apart from one clan, they refused, and he's trying to get them in, and there's been a war since to try and fight the guy off, but they stayed well out of it because they were not part of it, and they're now coming back into it, and they're trying to deal with the bad guy. And yeah, that's kind of the general gist of the story without giving too much away. It's fascinating. It's really, really good read. Really, really enjoy it. It actually, there's a lot more to it than just the comic. There's more substance to it. It kind of makes you think about how you deal with conflict and when you should get involved and that kind of stuff basically. But really enjoying this. Definitely I've been recommending it to all my friends. I will be reading the second one probably this evening. So that's the only thing with graphic novels. I tend to burn through them really quickly, but this is really, really good. I'm gonna get all of these. Really enjoy it. The next book is actually an audiobook, and it's the Norse Mythology by Neil Gaiman. I read this or listened to it whenever I came back from Iceland because I was just so fascinated by all the myths that surround the island and its history, etc. There's a lot more I want to learn about, but this book was really good, and it actually stuck pretty closely to the myths and legends that are already in existence. And you have the added bonus of Neil himself actually reading them, so that's really cool. Really good stories. I'm really fascinated now. I want to go and learn so much more. So that book, if you haven't read it already, you need to go and read it if you're interested in mythology and things like that. And even if you're not, it's actually just a really good story. They're really, really good stories, and they're quite short and self-contained, but they all join up in a fashion. So really enjoyed listening to that. Again, I listened to it pretty quickly. That's when you can tell it's a good book, because I just tend to listen to it all the time. Anytime I get a chance, I go for walks specifically to listen to my audiobook. So the last lifestyle favorite that I have is crocheting. So I started to learn how to crochet, or I learned how to crochet I suppose, at the end of December, and I made this hat. I'm really proud of this hat. I really, it's so cozy. I wore it when I was in Iceland. Look, isn't it just fabulous? I love it. I love it a lot. It started out as a bit of a slouchy hat, and then I changed the design a wee bit and added in this, I dropped down a hook size. So it got this nice sort of tight little band, and that sits really snug on my head. But I've been really enjoying making things again and having physical results almost in a fashion. So this has just been really nice. I've finished that. I'm now actually making one for my mum, and I've just started making a blanket. It's gonna be like this. I feel like Phoebe from Friends when she made a scarf and it was like this long and she wrapped it around herself. She's like, done! I've been watching Friends a lot. Anyway, but yeah, I'm enjoying doing something that's not staring at a computer screen, because my eyes have been getting quite sore and tired and painful. So I have to take the evenings off, and I have to take more time off at the weekend, so I'm not staring at a computer screen all of the time. It's gonna ruin my eyes. I had these lizard people. I'm not gonna go back to wearing glasses, but at least not just yet. So the last favourite, so we had the last of the lifestyle favourites. I've got a travel favourite. I'm going to try and do these more often because I want to travel more. But we went to Iceland, and oh my good gravy. My mind was blown entirely. I fell in love with the place. It is just magnificent. So the landscape, it's so rugged and barren, and it's got like silver birch that, you know, over in England, etc., it grows as this normal tree, but in Iceland it grows like a bush, and it's quite magnificent to see. And everything was covered in snow, and there were little horses running around, and we've seen quite a few of the sites. We were so fortunate with the weather. It was just, you couldn't have planned it if you tried. We got to see the Northern Lights. They came out and danced for a good 2 hours. That was magnificent. I think I lost feeling in my toes at one point. We did a golden circle tour. That was again just so cool. We seen geysers, we seen Gullfoss, which is this magnificent waterfall. We went to a national park which had where America meets Eurasia, and they meet there, and there's a kind of split in the tectonic plates, so you're able to walk down in. We went to the Blue Lagoon. We also went to see the Kerrid crater, and we stayed in Reykjavik, so we got to potter about there. It's just, it was magnificent. Again, I put it all together in a vlog, and you can see that. I would definitely recommend checking it out. I got a wee bit arty. I'm trying to be more creative in my videos and stuff, so I tried to do a wee bit of fun things with it, and did some slow-mo and other kind of jazz, so we'll see how that went down. But I cannot recommend it enough. It is expensive, so you can get a really cheap flight, which we did, and our accommodation was relatively cheap. We stayed in an Airbnb. To eat in Iceland is very expensive, and the tours themselves, so we did tours for everything because we weren't confident in driving in the snow. So we did a tour for everything, and again that was pretty expensive for everything. I booked it a couple of months in advance and paid off all the tours over a few months. It was a birthday present for the husband and kind of a Christmas present as well, obviously, because that was expensive. But I paid it off over that, and then I wish I'd set aside a wee bit more money for the food. I knew it would be expensive, but my good gravy, that it was painful. It was painful. So we were lucky. We found a friend of ours had been before, and she told us all about it, and she said, go to Bonus, it's good, it's cheap, you can live off that stuff, it'll be fine. And I had to just ignore the whole gluten thing, and it took about a week and a half for my insides to recover from all of the gluten. I had to go straight back to completely gluten-free when I got back. My tummy was in a bit of bad shape for a wee while, but it was entirely worth it because it was just magnificent. I couldn't, it constantly just took my breath away. I would be going along on the bus and you'd look out and be like, wow, that's just wow. That was the one thing, if I'm going back, and I know that the roads are a lot clearer, so I would maybe consider hiring a car and driving around ourselves, because there were so many times I wanted to get out of the bus and go and take pictures, and I was trying to snap as I'm going past in the bus, but of course the bus window isn't necessarily entirely clean, so that was a wee bit frustrating, and my Photoshop skills are not quite where they should be. Next month, people, next month. But yeah, it was magnificent. So if you have the option to go to Iceland, go now. It is epic. It was worth it, entirely worth it. I'm so glad I finally got to go and booked a trip on a whim, and I'm so pleased that I did. So definitely recommend checking it out. But that is it for what I've been loving lately. If you have any questions, let me know down below. Thanks a million for watching. Please like, please subscribe, please tell all of your friends. And make sure you do subscribe, because you know there's a whole YouTube carry on. It's been ridiculous and whatever. So if you love various creators, make sure you subscribe to their channel and make sure you like their videos and engage a bit, because that will help them out enormously. Like, you've no idea, because YouTube is becoming a bit of a pain in the bum, really. Thankfully I do this because I love it, otherwise I'd really consider what I'm doing. Anyway, that's the whole crack. Thanks a million for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!